Hello, Claire's Beauties. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Claire. I'm a YouTuber and a makeup artist based in Lagos, Nigeria. If this is your first time here, welcome. Subscribe to my channel and turn on your post notifications. We're creating a gorgeous pink-like look, and right now I'm prepping the skin. And the steps are cleansing the skin, oil block with Melon Pepper and Prime Skin, moisturizer by CosRX, and primer. Now I'm using the foundation. The foundation shade I'm using for her is Gingerbread foundation in Huda Beauty and Leches. So my tutorial videos are always very self-explanatory, but I will just pick on the areas where I feel like I need to highlight or make some things more important or state it out. One thing I'll always talk about in my makeup is blending. Blending is very important. How you blend in your product into the skin is what makes it flawless. Now I'm doing my contour. What I'm using to contour her skin is Black Opal in Beautiful Bronze. Because of her complexion, Beautiful Bronze is what works best for her. So I'm going to let you keep watching the videos and I'll speak where I need to speak. So talking about contouring, the areas where I like to contour are all the areas where I want hidden. For example, the forehead. If I want the forehead slimmer, I will contour it. If I want the nose slimmer, I will contour it. Afterwards, I did blush. The blush I used was a bit of pink and orange, which gave me like a peach-like tone. I like the way it looked on her skin. And the highlighter that I'm using, the concealer I'm using for her highlighter is Born This Way concealer in latte for just highlighting basically. As I will always say, it's always best to blend out your products the way you placed it on the skin, because makeup is about using art to create an illusion, and placement is very important. This was me applying the brightening concealer that I had mentioned earlier to make her face, to make that part of her face brighter than as bright as I want it to be. Afterwards, I'll go ahead to set with Huda Beauty setting powder in Transluscent. It's also very important to use minimal products when you're setting the under eyes, because you don't want that place to crack or look too powdery. So because I also use cream products to contour her face and apply blush, I also had to set it with setting powder. And afterwards, I went in with Sapphire powder in 355. This is the HD powder. I love it because it gives this very smooth, velvety finish, whenever I use. Now I'm contouring her face with 390 powder in Fenty and 440 as well. As you can see, I have two powders in my hand. Afterwards, I'm going to go ahead to set her whole face with her powder shade. Initially, when I started this makeup, she had the band on, and I've taken the band off, leaving that part of her skin empty. So if you're wondering what I'm doing here, I was just trying to apply foundation, concealer, contour that area that was closed before. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And please use a tiny brush so that you don't end up staining the lace of your hairstylist. You guys are going to fight Sha if you do that. But let's go on. So now I'm going back in with my blush just to add more color to her face, because a lot of times when you apply setting powder, it just takes off all the products you have put on the skin. Afterwards, I'm going in now with her powder shade to diffuse every other part of her face, including the areas where I have contoured and blushed, just basically give it a very clean blended look. Now, after setting the face, I'm going to go ahead to bake. This baking helps to define the areas I have worked on and also helps me to prevent fallout to stain the face. So basically, this powder I'm putting on her face serves two functions. Now I'm making use of an edge control to tame her brows, basically to arrange her brows in such a way that it will be easy for me to work with. Afterwards, I'm going to go ahead to do her eyeshadow, come back to the brows, and the rest of the look. Now the shadow base that I usually use all the time is a dark shadow base, which is from my brow gel from Hega and Esther in the shade Toffee. Afterwards, I'm going ahead to um, contour her crease. I'm using eyeshadow to do this, so it's still an art of contouring. Give some depth to her out the outer corners of her crease. Because of what I'm trying to achieve, I'm not using very dark colors. I'm using colors that go in between pink, just basically different shades of pink. And I'm also so the idea of this look is to achieve a pink doll like look, right? But you don't want to make it look so pink, so you have to also add some depth by taking darker shades of pink, lighter shades of brown. So I was pointing out the eyeshadows that I use. I'm going to put everything in the description below. At some point I noticed that it was too dark and too deep like I wanted, so I had to diffuse it with the powder I used to contour her face. Now I'm using this eyeshadow base from Charm. Is Glam white. It's basically just a white shadow base. This is because I want the pink color I'm going to apply there to pop. I already worked on her left side and I'm working on the right side right now. The eyeshadow I used here was from Annie's Beauty as well. Annie's Beauty palette, I think in Happy Brides. So after applying this eyeshadow, it didn't look blended well because of the edges, so I had to go in with a little bit of light brown color just to diffuse the edges and blend it well, make everything look seamless. So for me, makeup is all about what you want to achieve. You can tweak a little things. You can learn something and then infuse your own style into it. After that, I started doing the eyebrows. For me, my brows, I like to always stroke it out. So I use a brow gel and a brush to do that. And then sometimes at the beginning part of the brows, I use an eye pencil and I make sure it's sharpened really well. The eye pencil I'm using is a St. Davis brown pencil. It's very affordable and you can find it anywhere, retailers, even in supermarkets. Then the gel liner I'm using for her top lid is from Tehila. It's the closest thing, to Inglot gel liner, and it's more affordable than Inglot, eyeliner. If you like dark liners, this is what you should use. I decided not to line her waterline because I wanted to give this subtle look at the same time, because dark liners somehow make your eye look closed up a little bit, and it also gives this edgy, fierce look. I didn't want that. Then I started using mascara. The mascara I'm using is from Zara Cosmetics. It's the Lightning mascara. After that, I did her lipstick. Then I lined her lipstick basically with the same brow gel I used. This brow gel is in Toffee. It's from Hega and Esther. Afterwards, after her lips, I did her lashes. Then yeah, keep watching. So for her lipstick, I used the Eye Magic palette. I used the pinky in the Eye Magic palette, and I also used a bit of the white to diffuse it because her face had a bit of color in it. I didn't want the lip to also look so colorful, so I had to, you know, reduce the shade by using a white color. For eyelashes, when you're placing, it's always advisable to start placement from the middle, place to the end, then place the beginning part. This is an easier way of placing eyeshadow, but whatever works for you. If you find a way to tweak yours, that's also good as well. So because of all the powder work I have done on her face, the blush reduced too as well. So I went back in to add a little bit of color from the blush. Now because I wanted to give her this very, this gorgeous glow that looks like it's coming in from her skin, I had to go in with my Dennis Americ's hot water wet balm on her forehead, her nose rather, and then I also went in with Miss Metic's um dewy balm too in flushed. It has pink, dew pink highlights in it, so that's what I used to also intensify this pink doll look that I was trying to give her. If you're wondering what I'm doing here, I'm applying glitter glue because I wanted to apply a bit of glitters to this part of her eyes because I didn't line it. I wanted to give this just this yummy glow that comes with this, gorgeous silver pigment that I'm going to use here. Afterwards, I started using my highlighter from Isjara. Is from Sopro Cosmetics. It's pink, has pink hues. So remember, we're going for a pink doll like looks here. So yeah, I also use this one from Sopro Cosmetics that is orange. It looks orange, but it's actually it drops as silver. When you put on the skin, it comes off as silver color on her skin as well, just to give it that glow. Can you see like this look eight, like ATE capital letters, you know. I'm using Zara mascara. This is their volumizing mascara just to add volume to her lashes. Lashes are quite long, but I wanted, more volume, so I had to use particular mascara. And afterwards, I went ahead to use my lip gloss from Lustax Cosmetics in Lush Kiss. Yep, this gloss is just, it's so yummy.